Welcome everybody, Nanka here, and it's time for a Souldin.
Welcome everybody, Souldin of the Grin Brothers here, and it's time for another Souldin start on the wonderful, well, you might have seen that screen there just now showcasing the game. A little bit more interesting than the health warning sign. Oh yeah, I forgot, this game was made in the Resident Evil 7 and 8 engine. Not exactly the most, exciting thing to open your screen on, sort of thing. Here's a wall of bug fixes and update information as you put up your brand new game, sort of thing. I mean, it's not mine, I'm borrowing this from Rafaham here. I wonder if there's a bonus for having Monster Hunter Stories 2 data on it. Would be pretty cool. But yes, as you can see, this is a Souldin start of Monster Hunter Rise. When I was asking people, this was back over on DeviantArt, now I can do so over YouTube, but back then I was asking people on DeviantArt, so hey, any game suggestions you'd like to see us play, sort of thing? One of the popular ones, was it last year or the year before? Generally, last couple of years. Monster Hunter games seems to have cropped up a fair few times. And as we've played Monster Hunter Stories 2, and that did reasonably well, sort of thing, and as this game does have a character creator, I figured, you know what, I'll do a Souldin start of Monster Hunter Rise. No idea when this is uploading. I did a poll to see whether people would prefer me to do Monster Hunter Rise, Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And whilst I plan to do all three of those games at some point as Souldin starts, Monster Hunter Rise was the surprise winner there, sort of thing. So yeah, here's a video on Monster Hunter Rise. This is going to take a fair while because I've got to be honest, I'm probably going to spend most of this on the character creator. Because there's now multiple characters to create in this game now, isn't there? Because there's before it was a human and a cat, and now there's a human, a cat, and a dog. So I'm not sure why they changed the whole face there. I mean, no, can I not? Okay, there's only 5 or 6 hairstyles, but that's okay. Okay, advancing. Oh, okay, advanced settings. Okay. Now, Nanka now has twin tails, as you can see from up in the top corner. So this is the closest to it, sort of thing. Oh, oh gosh, that's terrifying. Okay, let's. Oh man, this is why is this so complicated? Why is the green so diluted? She's now got a little bit of brown to sort of the end point sort of thing, but. No! Ah! Darn it! Ah! Seriously, way more detail than it ever need to be. Not seeing much difference there. We'll go to max because Nanka has pretty chubby cheeks. Bit of a rounded face. Okay, eyes. Upper eyelids. Why do you need to know upper eyelids? Lower eyelids. Outer eye position. Eye depth. Eye width. Okay, still looking a bit weird when smiling, but I'll take it this rate. Okay, nose. Okay, small and round for Nanka, but I'm not quite sure there's just an easy option for that, really. Darn, this takes ages trying to get this just right. It's already 20 minutes in!
I will protect the peace. Let's go, everybody!
Hey, good to see you.
Bit weird you can't change a lot of that sort of stuff. Okay, so now it's just the eyes. Still not even onto the cat or the dog yet. Nanka's eye seems to have often been depicted as more of a yellowish colour nowadays. The idea is a fiery sort of colour. So I guess I'll go with more of a red tint, but often she's been depicted with kind of yellowish eyes. Oh my gosh! And then on to everyone else! I've got tea here. Hopefully it won't be cold by the time I get around to drinking it. Okay, yeah, the D-pad. I have a book here to go through to... what do you call this? Or rather, I've got a point of reference for both the palico and the... Was it palindrome? Because, sadly, last year... We'll go this for the base. A very minute hint. Which is more because you'd have a current tendency to get a little bit dirty. Oh, the ears, I've got the perfect type there. Got a dark red one. Well, actually, you know, I'll keep a consistent pattern sort of thing. So, how about just both orange? There we go. That's better. And so, yeah. Unfortunately, last year, the family dog Vanilla passed away just around Christmas time. So, I always knew this was always going to be a little bit difficult, but... And it kind of, well, it was going to be the case anyway, I think, because with both a cat and a dog, well, we had a cat and a dog. So now, well, as you know, unfortunately, as if you've watched the Monster Hunter Stories 2 playthrough also last year, I lost my cat. Zero, the hero. Yeah, not great. Oh, should have actually checked the lighting of it in the actual daytime. Oops. Hope that's not much of a problem. Okay, good start. We'll go here. Pan's not quite right, but you know, the evil ears shaped like devil horns. That's certainly accurate. Okay, he's a mostly white cat. Well, that comes up rather nicely, actually. Doesn't suit Zero to the slightest, but... No, my cat was pretty consistent in his eye colour. Looks a bit hazily from these old pictures I've got of him. Yep, definitely a fighter. Definitely a fighter. And there we go. Nanka, Vanilla, and Zero. And the opening cutscene! It took me ages to do the character creation. In any case, whilst this opening cutscene plays, which I imagine is a funny little bit of levity... Oh. Or I don't get a break at all! Cute to see. Cute little opening. I was kind of expecting a big sort of opening sequence here.
Dear, looks like we've been caught in the act, Minoto.
Quite disappointing, Hinoa.
I really don't see how anyone could have noticed us.
It was a perfect display of stealth.
You just walked through the front door. That's not so much stealth there.
Always razor sharp.
So yes, this is the egg-laying wyverns of this game, as we discovered through the discussion, as Monster Hunter discussion and revealing with Ina.
Come on.
Oh, I kind of figured you were just like a new visitor to the place. You know, not just somebody like drops in, hey, you have family! Really? Aw. I shall try out my tea I've got with me. It's probably stone cold by now, because even though I've got it covered, it's not doing much to keep it. The game's very pretty, by the way. It's an original chai tea. I have no idea what type it is, despite it literally being called original chai, because it kept saying a black tea on the packet. Yeah, it's a chai tea, so it should be a chai tea. Anyway, brew time is up to 15 minutes, and the brand is Pucker. It's an organic royal spice featuring cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and a licorice. So I'm going to try that before the end of this very first episode, whilst all this goes on.
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try this tea when it's actually warm. Because, whoa! Okay, yeah, that's a... Okay, despite being... Do you know when you had, like, a curry sort of thing, and you eat the curry when it's started to go a bit cold, and you think, ah, oh, darn, it's cold. But then, it's hot because it's spicy hot, not because it's actually warm hot, and you just feel it starting to brew up into your mouth sort of thing, and the spice suddenly bubbles up. That's this tea. You know, I was like, disappointed because, of course, my tea's gone cold at this point, but there's a good kick at the end sort of thing.
We did like you asked.
A slightly sweet starting taste, and a bit of a funny flavour at the bottom of the tongue. Not quite sure how I would term that. Not sweet, definitely not sweet for the bottom tongue taste, but yeah, afterwards, the most noticeable flavour is a good kick of ginger, sort of spice to it, at the back of your throat. Just in case you're curious, it wasn't 50 years for brewing this tea, it was about 10 minutes I'd say. It can brew up to 15 minutes, as I mentioned, but can, otherwise it's, can go up to 15, so I had it kind of like in the middle sort of thing. Yeah, that spice is real good, the sort of ginger flavour, you know, there's a nice tingle on the tongue. Not like a fizzle tingle, but, you know, a flowing tingle, as it were. Really nice! Original chai, really nice.
Everyone in Kimura, we
It's funny, I've not been a fan of chai teas when I've had them from like store, you know, like authentic chai teas, because authentic chai teas are surprisingly sweet. I much prefer this spicier sort of, these are more spicier and bit sharper and bitter flavours you can get from just buying a store-bought chai tea and creating it as normal. Apocalyptic event or something, I completely glossed over that! Woo! Sorry, too busy drinking tea. Kind of interesting to have a, you know, like quest as like an actual title sort of thing. It kind of just is like amusing to think like what it could be like if life was like where we actually had someone whose job was to give out quests. I mean, there are technically that sort of thing. You know, it's basically just a job, you know, jobs board sort of thing. But it's not called quest sort of thing. I think that'd be a much more appealing job if it was called like, you know, if you instead of like job seekers, it was like quest seekers sort of thing. You know, so like Monster Hunter Stories kind of had like a big, rather sort of like a good sort of 10-15 minute opening cutscene sort of thing. This kind of just is pushing you in a lot quicker than a... Well, I'd say push you in a lot quicker. I did just spend like almost an hour just in the character creator. So, you know, not like the quickest flow thing. Like, I remember people criticizing like the older Pokemon games for the fact that you couldn't customize your character straight away. You have to wait until you got to like the, usually like the first big city sort of thing to properly customize your character. But I've got to be honest, a short character creation meant that you were thrown into the game a lot quicker. Okay. So, yeah. Zipwire straight away. I'm hoping that R is something useful, because, well, ZR is something useful, because otherwise, if it was much more comfortable to run if I'm holding the ZR instead of R. Yes, our long history that I totally remember.
Oh, hello.
Also, your design is awesome, Kagero. That's strange, I didn't get given an option to increase text speed. I feel like I probably should have. Yes, that I totally remember that I asked you to set him aside. Wait, you didn't have a resident hunter before? Who do you mean now has a resident hunter? Please tell me you had a hunter beforehand. Okay, well, we'll get Sweet and Sweet Dango. It's got Yamagi the Chef's tea shop. The Wild display at the bottom. I figured it out by just, you know, randomly mashing the buttons. Okay, last stop then. So yeah, I'll end the episode after the tea shop. Seems appropriate. I just tried a tea. Some bunny dango. Well, this ironically it's the year of the rabbit, so that's a very convenient time to bring that up. Hopefully by part 2, I'll be all decked out with a weapon chosen, ready to actually, you know, do the first hunt. Funny how a lot of the characters who are like, oh man, I love to eat all the time, never look like they eat all the time. Gotta be honest. Like, I forgot, if you ever see me in person, yeah, I look like I eat a lot. None of these people do.
Thank you.
Unfair, I say, unfair. Gosh, I envy the metabolism of a lot of these people. The longsword. Oh no, I've heard that's the degenerate's weapon. That's you know, the people who like destroy all their allies online weapon. I don't want to be a longsword user. Pretty sure that was bottom of Scott Falco's tier list of Monster Hunter weapons. Yeah, let's so I'll go sort myself out to get rid of that weapon. But otherwise, that is the first part. I once again, as per usual, forgot to say like, comment, and subscribe earlier on in the episode. Hopefully, I'll get to a point where I've actually got that popping up on screen. Sorry if this might be a lengthier one, but should, you know, be really forcibly crushed down into 15 minutes as I do all the Souldin starts. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed seeing the creation of Nanka and her little buddies here, Vanilla and Zero. More Monster Hunter Rise coming up, so cheerio!